What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We have ourselves another off-season rebuild to do today, of course, but it is a team I never thought we'd be doing this soon. I went ahead and put on the shirt. The Bucks were eliminated by the Miami Heat. Milwaukee becomes the sixth team in NBA history to be upset by an 8th seed when they are the first seed, so we got to jump in. We got to do this Milwaukee Bucks offseason rebuild. We got to talk about some things. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Let's just take a look at what Milwaukee is working with. Now, one thing that didn't help, I will say, Giannis missing a couple of games pretty much didn't help them whatsoever. Of course, if he is healthy, maybe for those 2 games, he got hurt like the beginning, I think, of game, what was it, 1? I think it was beginning of game 1, and then he missed game 2. Did he come back for game 3? I literally can't remember. But him missing time did not help whatsoever. So that is something they can, I guess, hang their hat on a little bit. But still, they had him for the last 2 games, and they still lost both games. Just not a good look. This is a team that was built for success. A lot of teams chose this team to make it to the finals. I had them beating the Miami Heat in 5 games. Boy, was I wrong. It was literally the other side. We got a huge offseason ahead of us. And one thing the Milwaukee Bucks don't have is assets. They just don't, man. They just don't have a lot to work with. So upgrading this roster is going to be super tough. And one thing we do know when it comes to 2K, older rosters usually get a bad rep. They just don't do good in the simulation. So boy, do I have my hands full today because we got a lot to get done. So let's get straight started. As we know, the lottery is not going to really matter for us because we don't even have a draft pick. Of course, the reason why the Bucks don't have many assets is because they traded a lot to get Drew Holiday, which, hey, they won a championship. Shout out to them. Give them all the credit in the world. But one change they can make is this guy right here. Mike Budenholzer is someone that I think the Bucks have maybe potentially wanted to fire for quite some time. I know Bucks fans have wanted him fired for quite some time. Him winning a championship that one year saved his job 100%. But after this, I think there's a chance the Bucks could revisit the idea of firing him. So I think that's the first major thing we can do. If there's one change we can make without giving up assets, it is firing Mike Budenholzer. So we're going to get that done. And obviously there is a guy in real life that was also fired who was Toronto's head coach, Nick Nurse. So I think that could make some sense. We're going to bring him in to replace Mike Budenholzer to start this off. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. The NBA playoffs are officially upon us, and there's no better way to get more out of the NBA playoffs that you're watching with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to bet overs or unders on the players you love watching. Let me show you the website. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop. Currently, we're on the desktop version, and you're going to be opened up with this. Basically, you have every sport you can imagine. You got tennis, soccer, PGA, CSGO if you're into stuff like that, MMA, but we're here for the NBA. The play-in tournament is officially starting, and I'm looking at some of these props right here, and I'm feeling juicy. So all you basically do, you can choose between 2 to 6 players. This is my favorite way of getting more out of the game I'm watching. I'm already going to watch the game, so might as well have some fun with it. So let's say I wanted to go Clint Capella over points, and let's say I want to go like maybe over Tyler Hero's prop as well. You just go more and more. 3 or 2 players is 3 times your money, and you can go all the way up to 25 times with 6 players. If you're still unsure about it, here are some examples of winnings I've had in the past, and you can go ahead and sign up with my link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They're matching your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 for first-time users. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Nick Nurse hire is done. He's the brand new head coach in Milwaukee. Will they sign him in real life? I'm not totally sure, but at least he's a real head coach we can bring in. So that is done. That's the first major move we can make to try to make changes here without trading anything. So on draft night, I don't even think we have a pick at all. We have the last pick in the second round. Let's go straight to the last pick in the second round and see if we can cash in on this. Let's see if this turns into anything good. So you got Jalen Clark, Kobe Burks, Prince Ali. I can also draft Jalen Clark here with this selection, and that is our draft. So obviously not a whole lot going on there. Jalen Clark, welcome to Milwaukee, 69 overall. Player options. Chris Middleton accepts his $40 million player option, which is nice. We have him at least for 1 more year. And then Wigington is a free agent. So other free agents we have to take care of are like Brook Lopez, Jay Crowder, and then Joe Ingles. So I think we re-sign Brook Lopez. I think what we're going to do is try to run it back 1 more year. And I think I can make like 1 good trade. That's it. Like 1 trade. And it's going to have to be like probably for an upgrade at the shooting guard spot. I think like that's the best thing I can do to make this team better. And even then, I don't know how well this is going to go. I just have a feeling this team isn't going to do good no matter what I do. Because like I said, 2K hates older rosters. I'm going to commit to Brook Lopez for only 2 years. And then I'm going to go ahead and re-sign Jay Crowder. Even though they didn't use him, I don't really have a better option at this point, so I'm going to sign Jay Crowder. And then, I mean, I could bring in like Josh Richardson, Terrence Ross. I'm going to bring in Josh Richardson for 1 year as well to be my backup shooting guard. So Brook Lopez, Jay Crowder, Richardson is my 3 signings in free agency, which is beautiful. And then last but not least, I would love to bring back Javon Carter as well, but I think I have to wait till day 12 to get him back or just get somebody. So we're going to head to day 12 and see if there's anybody we can get on day 12 that might be really good to bring in. So obviously we're not going to be able to get like Russell Westbrook, but if we just scan around, so maybe we get like a minimum in Javonte Green. So I'm offer him a minimum, if I can say that correctly. Seth Curry is going to go down an overall, or I'd be very interested in him as well. And it's freedom, no thank you. Like I said, Javon Carter is someone I was 100% looking at. He's down here somewhere. If we can bring him in, that'd be great. Derek Favors is down here. That's a name I totally forgot about. But if I can get Javon Carter, maybe for like 1.25, I think that's solid. So we'll bring those 2 in. And now we're in player progression. And as you can see, player progression isn't treating us too well. Drew Holiday is down. Brook Lopez is down. But like I mentioned, there's one trade that I think we can make. And it's going to be for an upgrade at that shooting guard spot, which is where I'm going to start things off for a major move. I don't have a ton of things to work with. We have like a couple seconds. I think we have like 1 first. That's it. So obviously the amount of moves we can make are very limited. So I feel like we can cash in on like 1 trade and that's it. So I'm going to see if I can find the perfect guide potentially to go get a shooting guard. We'll see if I can make that happen. So my major move is trying to get Bogdan Bogdanovic from Atlanta. He'd be an upgrade at the shooting guard spot. He was supposed to go to Milwaukee once upon a time. As we know, he didn't end up going there. So it'd be like full circle. He eventually finds his way here. So Grace Allen and Connington for Bogdan straight up. What do they say? They want a 1st round pick. I'm not about that. That's not happening. I'm not going to a 1st. I'll throw you a 2nd, and they agree. So get Bogdan Bogdanovic. And that was our major move. So we're running into this season with a holiday or rotation of Holiday, Carter, Bogdan, Josh Richardson, Chris Middleton, Marjon Beauchamp, Giannis, Jay Crowder, Bobby Portis, and Brook Lopez. Is it beautiful? Not necessarily, but like I said, this is kind of the offseason I can envision for Milwaukee. It's going to be maybe a firing of the head coach, getting a new head coach, and maybe 1 minor move, and then of course just signing minimum free agents or mid-level free agents, whatever they can do, because it's going to be hard to do anything else other than that. I just clicked the wrong draft class, but that's okay. I'll fix that in a second. But let's go look at the rotation. So if we look at the rotation, Power Ranking lands us at 1st overall, so they still have some belief in us. They want to start Josh Richardson, and I believe that's because our system is listed at a defense right now. So if we go to proficiency, it's actually listed at balance, surprisingly. So if we go to defense, we can actually be a 4.5 system. Okay, we're going to run a defensive system then. So let's go to a defensive proficiency, and maybe that continues to start Josh Richardson and Bogdan comes off the bench. Whatever we need to do, that's fine. I just want to see this team make the playoffs, and I have a bad feeling we're not going to, because 2K just hates older rosters. So if we take a look at it, it's Holiday, Richardson, Middleton, Giannis, Brook Lopez, Portis, Bogdan, Jay Crowder, and Javon Carter. In my opinion, this isn't a bad roster. It really isn't. But will it result in a good sim? We shall see. Shot tendencies, I do want to boost these up a little bit. So I'm going to move Middleton and Drew Holiday up a little bit. And then Bogdan we can go like a 70-something, something like that. I think that's what we're going to roll with. So hopefully this results in a decent simulation. We're still like a contender in the East. But in the past, I've seen Milwaukee just falter and fall off. So a little nervous, not going to lie. We'll see what happens, though. So currently at the trade deadline at 27-27. Just overall very disappointing. Not where we want to be as a team whatsoever. So my idea here is to trade Middleton while he's on the last year of his contract. I think that's just the best thing to do here. It might be a tough pill to swallow for Giannis Antetokounmpo, but if we're going to get better somehow, I think it's gonna have to come with Middleton's contract. We have like 1 pick we could also throw in here, I guess, if we wanted to. So if we wanted to keep trading picks, we could maybe throw a 1st rounder in there and see if that sweetens the deal for anybody. So Collins Capella, Gordon Hayward. I'm just trying to see. Obviously I would love De'Aaron Fox, but that's just unrealistic, so I'm not going to do that. Christian Wood, Claxton, Ben Simmons, Miles Turner, Brandon Ingram, Miles Bridges, Şengün, Porzingis, and Zach Collins. Ooh, I actually kind of like this offer from San Antonio. Porzingis would be like a really good center, because I know Brook Lopez is going to have to be replaced anyway. So I kind of like the idea of that. Gobert, I don't want. Klay Thompson, I don't feel like the Warriors would do that. So I feel like my best option is to get Porzingis here. And we get Zach Collins as well. We are trading a pick to do it. But we offer Middleton, 1st round pick, and Jay Crowder. We get Porzingis and Zach Collins. Get really nice depth in the front court even further. Porzingis would play next to Brook Lopez this year. And then next year, we can ship Brook Lopez for something else. Porzingis slides to center. I feel like this is the best direction we should go in. So I'm going to go ahead and do this trade, sending Middleton, a pick, and Crowder over to the Spurs for Porzingis and Zach Collins. That way we have ourselves a, idea for what we're going to do in the future. So Porzingis, I think, is going to fit perfectly next to Giannis. We get a lot lengthier here as well on top of that. So that's going to move Giannis to the 3 at this point. And we're going back to this. So it's going to be Holiday, Richardson, Giannis, Porzingis, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Bogdan, Zach Collins, and Javon Carter. So that is what we'll be rolling with for the rest of the season. We're 27-27 right now. Hopefully with Porzingis coming in, that's going to improve a little bit. It definitely sucks to trade Middleton, but he was on the last year of his deal, so I wouldn't have wanted to re-sign him, to be honest with you. So I'm glad we just went ahead and got somebody who I think is going to fit perfectly in Porzingis. Giannis still makes an All-NBA first team, which is awesome to see. Here's your All-NBA second, All-NBA third. Do we get like a Drew Holiday appearance on an all-defensive team? We do not, so he's not making it still, but Giannis makes all-defensive first team. We didn't make the playoff. Actually, we're in the play-in, which is actually kind of unfortunate. But I got the 7th seed in the East. I'm assuming we can make it out of the play-in, though. So 25 from Giannis, 20 from Porzingis, 19 from Drew Holiday, 13 from Bogdan, and then 13 from Bobby Portis. So let's go ahead and see if we can get past Orlando. They do have Vic, but we took them down anyway. And now we get Cleveland. I think a lot of us expected that we were going to get this in real life in round 2, but it's like literally the opposite of what a lot of us expected, including myself. So this is our rotation going up against Cleveland. We all know how good Cleveland is. I don't know if we beat them, but we're up 1-0 to start things off. 26-15 from Garland, 28-13-10 from Giannis, and then 27 from Bogdan. When we get that kind of production out of Bogdan all series, that should put us in a really good position. They go up, even it up. We were up 2-0 at one point, and they've won. Oh, we won game 5. Can we win game 6? Just like that. We're back in the second round. I think that Middleton trade literally saved the season, because if we would have just rolled with Middleton, I'm pretty sure we don't even make the playoffs. I think there's a good chance we might have been in the plan, but we probably would have got eliminated early on. I think with the Porzingis upgrade, that was huge for us. So hopefully, like I said, that was the right move. But now we get Boston. Boston is no easy task, as we know. So here we go. Game 1. We're up 1-0, 116-104. Giannis 24-11-7, 20-7 for Porzingis. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1 lead for them. Game 4, 3-1 lead, and this might be all she wrote. Actually, we force a game 7. Can we win it? Nah, we get eliminated in round 2 to Boston. Should I have simcasted? Maybe, but we gave ourselves a chance. That's all that matters. And there's so many changes we can make this offseason. Again, we have no assets, but what we do have are going to be a bunch of expiring contracts. We're going to have a bunch of those, a bunch of expiring contracts, because Drew Holiday is going to be expiring. You're going to have Brook Lopez and expiring, which, speaking of, I'm going to make sure Brook Lopez doesn't retire on me because I need to use that salary. Brook Lopez is going to be expiring. So we have the ability to use these expiring contracts to potentially take on like bad contracts, but guys that we think can help us still. So there's like a Rozier contract out there maybe, or that's kind of somebody I have at the top of my head at the moment. But we're going to be looking for guys like that. Guys who could be productive, but are on long-term contracts that maybe teams are looking to get rid of. And we have the expiring salary to, go ahead and incentivize them to send us those guys. Drew Holiday accepts his player option. So once again, that's another expiring salary you could potentially use. And then qualifying offers, Lindo Wigington is a free agent. So free agency time. I don't know if we have any big free agents. Bogdan is someone I wouldn't mind bringing back. But if we take a look at what we're currently working with, so we got Giannis, who's also technically expiring, but we're going to re-sign him once we have the ability to do so. Porzingis is going to slide to that center position, and then Giannis is going to slide back to the 4. So we're going to have that front court figured out. Holiday, Portis, Lopez are all expiring salaries. All of them, literally all of them. So I feel like we can use these expiring salaries, like I mentioned earlier, to our advantage, because Holiday's going to be down in overall, and so is Brook Lopez. So we need to take advantage of trading them while we can. Bobby Portis is somebody I'll probably keep just because he's really good depth and he's not making like a ton of money. So it's just a matter of flipping Brook Lopez and Holiday at this point for something better. That's where we're at. And like I said, I mentioned my name earlier. Terry Rozier was a guy I was heavily considering bringing into Milwaukee. He could be our starting point guard for this roster. He'd be really solid off ball, off of Giannis. I think he'd be really good, and he's not going to go down in overall like crazy compared to Drew Holiday. So I'm going to be sending Marjon Beauchamp, Brook Lopez over to the Hornets for Terry Rozier and Drew Eubanks. So that was going to be the first major move we make this offseason. Rozier will be our brand new point guard, who I think is going to be beautiful off of Giannis. So I love that first addition. Bringing him in is going to be very, very nice. Next is Drew Holiday's salary. So we got to find a way to flip that one. And this is the exact offer I'm kind of talking about. The Warriors have 2 contracts they absolutely hate. Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really want Draymond Green all that badly, but if it means we get a guy in Jordan Poole to put next to Giannis Antetokounmpo, we could have a backcourt of Rozier and Jordan Poole, and they take back Holiday to get rid of both these contracts and Bobby Portis. I would love to keep Bobby Portis if possible, but I don't think that's going to be easy to do. So I am so okay with this. The Warriors get rid of both Draymond and Jordan Poole's salary. That way they're just under those contracts. Don't have to worry about that. That's going to save them a bunch of money in the future. And they take on Bobby Portis and Drew Holiday. They can figure out what to do with them from there. I think this is a done deal. I'm going to go ahead and do this trade. Jordan Poole is the guy I'm absolutely loving that we're getting out of that trade. So Jordan Poole is going to be the brand new addition here in Milwaukee. I think he's going to be absolutely amazing here. Exactly what we need. So I love it. And he's a young guy who I think is going to be able to blossom in the backcourt. It's not a Rozier. Jordan Poole has a backcourt with Porzingis and Giannis. Obviously, we got more work to do, but not a terrible start. Draymond Green, like I mentioned, I don't love having him. I'm going to be honest with you. He's going to suck, and that's just the reality of it, but we're going to figure it out. So Draymond Green is going to be playing some backup 5 maybe. His contract sucks so badly, but getting Jordan Poole, I think, was worth it. So I'm not too overly upset about it. So free agency, we got to resign Bogdan 100%. And then if I can really sign like Zach Collins as well, Isaiah Joe is someone I could bring in. Sign me up for that. I don't know why he's always here, but I mean, that's just easy for me. Zach Collins, I'm going to bring in as well. So those are going to be my 3 signings right there. That's going to give us perfect depth. And Bogdan is probably going to be a starting small forward for us at this point because we don't really have any better options. I'm also going to assign Terrence Davis to be my backup small forward or starting small forward for that matter, potentially. So we're going to move Bogdan to the 3. So let's do that right now. Bogdan's going to move to the small forward. He's up to an 81. So now you're going to have a rotation of Rozier, Poole, Isaiah Joe, Bogdan, Terrence Davis, Giannis, and then you're going to have Draymond Green, Porzingis, Zach Collins, Eubanks. So we have a lot of depth at the center position right now. I'm going to move Zach Collins to the 4. He's actually going to go up in overall, which is beautiful. So love it. And we still have maybe some things we could throw in trades later on. So that is our kind of revamping of the Bucks. Is it going to result in anything good? I have no idea. But I think getting the Jordan Poole addition is so crucial to what this could potentially look like. Porzingis and Giannis is perfect as a front court. Poole, I need you to become an absolute stud for us. That's just kind of what I'm hanging my hat on at this point. Bogdan, Isaiah Joe, great additions. Draymond, we already knew he'd go down overall. The reason why we did that trade is the Jordan Poole addition. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about it. We're going to make Jordan Poole's shot tendency super high. I need him to turn into a superstar here in Milwaukee. That's just kind of where we're at. We got to hope and pray he becomes a stud. So hopefully this is going to work out. We shall see. Let's get straight into this next season and hope for the best. So power ranking is going to last at number 3. So we're still ranked pretty highly. So it's going to be Rozier, Jordan Poole, Bogdan, Giannis, Porzingis, Isaiah Joe, Zach Collins, Draymond Green, and then Drew Eubanks. I'm going to throw in Terrence Davis over Eubanks. And at the trade deadline, we need to make a move at the end of the bench because obviously we got some good bench additions. But if we can make another move, obviously we need to do so. We're going to move our system from a defense to a, what is it? Balanced, perimeter centric. I guess we'll go to a balanced system and hope for the best. And like I said, I'm going to be moving Jordan Poole shot tendency to a absolute peak. So at the end of the season, we once again make the playoffs in the East, but this time as the 6th seed. So let's go take a look at the stats. You had 22 from Giannis, 21 from Jordan Poole, 16 from Porzingis, 15 from Rozier, and then 12 from Bogdan, 11 from Isaiah Joe, and then 10 from Zach Collins. So we have to just hope that we can get somewhere in these playoffs. I know we're going to have to re-sign Giannis this offseason, and I forgot to actually stop at the trade deadline. I accidentally clicked no when it asked me and prompted me. So pretty upset about that because I wanted to make a move at the deadline, but we didn't. We get Philadelphia in round 1. They have Denny Avdia, Joel Embiid, Tobias, Maxey, and James Harden. Somebody current round, and we are going to sweep them in 4. So that's a great start. And now we get Cleveland. Didn't we beat this team last year, if I'm not mistaken? Or did they beat us? I can't remember. They do have Middleton. So Middleton is looking for some sweet revenge on his former team that traded him for Porzingis. So we shall see what happens. Somebody current round, and we are going to lose in 6 in the second round once again. So I got one more offseason in me to try to flip this around. Hawks go on to win a championship. I know in the future I want to do another Bucks rebuild where we actually trade Giannis, just because I think it'll be a very fun video. But this video I wanted to try to build around him, and I got to tell you, it's one of the toughest things I've had to do in quite some time. First move of this offseason is trying to trade Draymond Green, our first round pick. We're just going to try to get somebody productive. I see Kelly Oubre, and that's fine. He's a better overall. We get a second return. I just got to get rid of Draymond at this point. He just wasn't somebody I ever wanted. And here we are with Kelly Oubre coming in. Hopefully he can stay at a decent overall, be a nice rotational piece. I don't know if we're even going to win a championship in this video. It is just one of the hardest rebuilds I've had to do in quite some time. Trying to stay as realistic as I can. And even then, I already know this video hasn't been that realistic, to be honest with you. It's just so tough to do, man. But Giannis and Terry Rozier. Let's make sure we resign Giannis. That's going to be important, obviously. But my big move was Oubre so far. So obviously, we got to resign Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's like no doubt. So let's just go ahead and take care of that. And hopefully he signs. That'd be crazy if he didn't. And he's interested. So Milwaukee, we're going to get Giannis back, which is great. Bring him back. I said I had one more offseason in me. So we got Giannis back, which is great. But what else are we going to do to be a contender? So Rozier, Jordan Poole, Oubre. We're going to have Bogdan, Terrence Davis, Giannis, Zach Collins, and then Porzingis. So what else can we do to make ourselves a contender? What else can we do? So Bogdan, Terrence Davis, and a second. I don't know if this is going to give me anything good, but a man can try it. Abaji and Isaiah Hartenstein from the Utah Jazz. That's very tempting, and that might be something we have to look at. Mitch Robinson, and get Mitch Robinson from the Knicks. That's also pretty tempting on top of that. Xavier Tillman, at this point, I'm just going to go off the rails a little bit because, like I said, I need one more offseason, or this is my last offseason. So I think getting the Abaji and Hardenstein trade right now is just too tempting. I guess Utah is like, hey, we don't want to re-sign Abaji. Even though he's shooting 47% from three. We don't want him. We don't want that guy. Yeah, I can't justify that. I'll do the Mitch Robinson trade instead. That feels a little more realistic, I guess. So I'll go with that. Yeah, okay. So Robinson is our brand new backup center here in Milwaukee. That's great. Our depth is really good. But our big three, I don't know. We'll see. So Rozier, Robinson, Oubre, Zach Collins. What else do we need? So we got Rozier, Oubre is here, which Oubre might have to be the starting small forward at this point because we don't really have anybody better. So Oubre, you're going to move to the small forward, and then free agency is going to have to be just signing as much as we can. Do we have any bird rights? No. So nobody we can bring back. So we're just going to have to sign as best as we can. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I'm going to go ahead and give him a deal. And then can I get anybody else very good? I don't know. Washington, $5 million. Drew Eubanks. I got Mitch Robinson already, so we don't need to do that. I'll get like Washington. Can I sign Alexander-Walker? Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think I could sign both of them. So Grayson Allen, we can have a reunion with him here in Milwaukee. And then maybe like an Otto Porter edition. And then Keita Bates-Diop, I guess. Something like that. Then Eubanks, I guess we can go in and bring him in if we want to. So let me go for Eubanks, and then that will be my big offseason, I guess. And Eubanks goes to the New York Knicks. Okay, so let's see what we got. Rozier, Poole, Alexander Walker, Grayson Allen, Otto Porter, Zach Collins, Mitch Robinson. I don't know if this is going to be a contender. I really don't think so. But you know what? I tried my very, very best to build a team around Giannis today with little to no assets that we had. Porzingis and Poole, I feel like, was pretty good additions. Oubre doesn't go down overall, and Robinson was a nice addition as well this offseason. So, here's to nothing, man. I'm running it back this one last season, and we'll see how it goes. If we win a championship, that's great. But power ranking lands at number 2. So, Rozier, Poole, Oubre, Giannis, Porzingis, Robinson, Zach Collins, Alexander Walker, Otto Porter. Actually, the rotation isn't terrible. It's actually pretty good. Proficiency is 4-star balance. We'll run it, see how we do. And hopefully we're top seed in the East. So this season we went ahead and conquered that 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, and we had Giannis lead the way with 22 and 10, Poole with 21.5, and then 18 from Porzingis, 18 from Rozier. So not a bad rush we've thrown together around Giannis Antetokounmpo. I will tell you, this is the last season no matter what. I don't care if we lose or win. I'm going to end it off on this note because this rebuild has been super tough and daunting. If you've watched at this point, I will tell you and I will reveal a secret to you right now. I restarted this rebuild 4 times. 4 times because every time I try to do something in the other 3 that I tried, I feel like I was just going way too insane, and it's just hard. Sometimes we try to keep things realistic, especially with a team like the Bucks, have no assets, and then you're still trying to get the team better because obviously it's just tough to do. I wanted to try to keep Giannis today. Maybe the better route would have been to just trade him. We can do a rebuild like that in the future, though, so I don't know. Can we beat Orlando, though, is the question. So many current round, and we are down 3-2. So here we go. Not Simcast Live. That's terrible. Let's just see if we can win a Game 6 and force a Game 7. We're playing Vic, Paula Buncaro, and Franz Wagner, so we can kind of expect to be eliminated here probably, but you never really know. Hopefully we can come out here and win a Game 6 and then maybe take a Game 7 and go to the second round once again. So can we do just that? And we are going to blow it almost, but we do take care of business in Game 6. And now we head to a Game 7, this time at home. So hopefully we can take care of business at home and at least end off the video, at least maybe potentially, at least in the second round. I just said at least like so many times, but still. Can we take care of business in this Game 7? It's looking good so far unless we blow it at the end, which it's really close. And oh my goodness. Okay. We got to jump in. We got to jump in and try to save the day. I don't think I'll be able to. 119 and 116. Should I just watch, though? Maybe I should just watch this because me jumping in always results. Yeah, let's give myself no pressure. Let's just watch what happens instead of, make me going in there and try to do something and I just blow it. So here we go. Can we get a basket? Can you at least, I was about to say, can you pass it in? Giannis trying to drive on Wendell Carter. He actually makes it 118 and 119. Trust me, if that was me, I was missing that 100%. So I'm glad I'm not playing right now. And I know I'm in the way. I'm sorry. It's 118 and 119. I should have moved my camera, but I'm an idiot. So they're going to pass it down to Vic. Porzingis has got him. Vic misses it. Wow, that was wide open too. He had like a good look at it. Rozier's dribbling it up. Let's see what we decide to do. Can we take the lead to go to the second round? Come on, baby. Giannis over Wendell Carter. Giannis, can we get a basket over Wendell? He misses it. He gets the rebound. Throws it to Mitchell Robinson. Oh my goodness, this is nerve-wracking. Wow. Rozier screen. He's going to take it down. Giannis on the perimeter to win it. Oh my gosh. Giannis hit that. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Holy moly. I did not expect Giannis to make that. Okay, now all we need is a stop. We're up by 1 right now, by the way. We're up by 1. Let's see what Orlando decides to do. Don't allow a wide open basket, please. They throw it to Suggs. Good defense on Poole. And he misses it. We're headed to round 2 off of a mid-range game winner by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Wow. Thankfully, I did not play that out because I need to stop playing. It's official. I need to stop playing it out. I just got to trust the computer. But now we're in round 2 going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers who still have Donovan Mitchell and they've added Brandon Ingram and Klay Thompson. So we might have ran into a wall here, to be honest, but you never know. Game 1, 1-0 lead, 28 and 9 from Garland, 27-15 from Giannis. They even it up. Game 3 is going to go to them. Game 4, 3-1, and we're going to lose in 5. Yeah. So you know what? It's okay. We got a game winner. That was still an exciting ending. I got Oklahoma City and Cleveland. Cleveland goes on to win it all. I'm still happy with how that rebuild went for the most part. Milwaukee has got a interesting offseason ahead of them. I think their offseason is a little bit easier, obviously, in real life than it is 2K. Because if I would have just ran it back with Holiday and Middleton, that was never going to get us anywhere. It's just 2K hates older rosters, so I had to try to do something. And this was the best I could do with the, what we had to work with. So, and trying to be as realistic as I can, which obviously isn't the easiest thing in the world. But I hope you guys enjoy the video regardless. We need to definitely do a Bucks rebuild in the future where we have a scenario that Giannis asks out. So we'll definitely be doing that. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.